Hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of Old Guy Paintball. I'm Craig, and I'm the host. This week is going to be another Let's Just Talk Paintball. And part of the stuff I'm going to cover this week is some of the polls I've done recently and some of the results that you have all helped me out with. This weekend, let's talk about this. I did get out and play this weekend. Definitely sore and got some good wealth to show for it. Got some good videos, and you'll be seeing those dropping as shorts for the most part, so keep an eye out for those. But I also try to do some videos with my camera on the barrel, and it didn't work out. My mount didn't seem to work that came with it, so I'm going to have to get a different barrel mount. So hopefully here in a couple weeks I'll be able to start getting some video, actual playing videos from me, and things like that. But I did get some test runs on it, so you will see shorts, and I might even do a small video segment coming up. But I want to get to some of the results of polls I've done recently, and that you know, like I said, have helped me out in. And one of the things was several weeks ago, I asked do you play in tournament paintball or paintball tournaments? And the three answers were yes, no, and basically sometimes. And it was split right across 33%, right across the board, all the way through. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I know a lot of people like to play tournaments. Some want to play tournaments and haven't had the opportunity. But yeah, so it was pretty evenly about how people, some have played, some haven't, and some do. Another one is, do you think the NXL has become stagnant? And it was an interesting one. It was a yes, I think it needs an overhaul. No, it's fine like it is, and it could use some tweaks. And 14% said yes, it needed an overhaul. 43% on no, and it could use some tweaks. Where the two split the two bigger portions of the answer. They were equal the same. I thought that was interesting as well, because I think the NXL does need to tweak its formatting a little bit. I think that, you know, it could use some help, but it's pretty shocking that most people like this the way it is right now. So that was an interesting result. I did have one about people being excited for the NXL season, and a lot of people were, of course, obviously overwhelmingly yes. One of the other ones here's I had was an interesting one was, have you ever invited someone to a paintball field or invited you to come play? And yes was 57%, no was 14%, and people that said I want to was 29%. So I thought that was a pretty good. I mean, I thought it would be a lot higher on the yeses. I think we've all wanted to invite people, but it's not exactly as easy as you think, because not everybody wants to get involved in our sport. But that was a pretty good one. I thought that was very intriguing. One of the things also, as I had one, was are you concerned that the cost of paintballs are going to go up due to the tariffs? It was yes, no, and not sure. Yes was 38%. Nobody responded no, and 68% were not sure. And I was kind of along the not sure myself. Paintball equipment, right now, as of today when I'm doing this video, I don't think it's an issue, because tariffs are kind of been pulled back a little bit. They're not it didn't hit as hard as we thought they would, but it doesn't mean it wouldn't change in the future. So I think the not sure is really where a lot of us are at. There's a lot of companies out there like Planet Eclipse, MacDev. They make higher end markers that use overseas production and parts. They can be affected by it. About 50% of the paintballs are made either in Canada or Mexico right now. So that has some issues with it. That could change. But right now I think it is a big not sure, and I agree with that, because we don't know what's going to happen. And one of the big ones, and this is the one I want to talk about, was is overshooting an issue in paintball? And overshooting is basically where you know somebody's been hit and you decide to lay a few extra on them. Now, it's a very kind of teeter-tottering issue, because if you're playing in tournaments or airball and people are ramping, when you hit that trigger and you send 3 or 4 balls down and then one hits and the guy puts his hand up, walks out, takes a few more, we kind of accept that as part of the game and with ramping, because, you know, when a stream comes down, you can't pull it back. But overshooting, what I'm really talking about is we've seen it recently in the NXL is guys have come up and they've just basically blasted people. And I hate to really use the term blasted them, shooting them in the back. I think at the very first tournament, a guy caught one in the back of the head. It got a very ugly situation. But we're seeing that where people are starting to, lay a few extra on people for good measure and maybe a little revenge factor. And I think that is an issue, and I agree because pretty much the poll was yes, I think it can give it a bad image, which got 78%. No, it's just part of the game was 11, and maybe was also 11% because people said it doesn't happen very often. But I do agree with the yes that it is potentially a very bad situation. And I go with this theory. A lot of people, especially kids, watch paintball and do watch these feeds. And, a lot of people like to emulate their pro player or their favorite player or their team. And when they see that, are people going to start bringing that to a regular paintball field and say, well, so-and-so does it at the NXL, so it's cool. And I have to agree that it's not a good image for paintball. And my reason is this. If you're at a field and you have some newer players or younger players, if they get lit up, it definitely is a bad taste in their mouth. And they're not going to be excited about wanting to come back out and play. Or if you're a parent and you're taking your kid out to a party and some kid just, lights them up, you're not wanting your kid to go out there playing anymore. So it could be a very, very bad image, and it could scare away a lot of potential players. Like I said, we accept it when we play in tournaments. It can get a little bit of aggressive, or when practices. But overall, yes, I think that we have to be a little more cautious about it. And if you do accidentally really, put a few extra balls on somebody, just do the right thing, walk up, say, hey, sorry, dude, I pulled the trigger. I sent a few down your way extra. It wasn't intentional. Just apologize for it. Most of us are like, hey, man, it's cool. It's part of the sport. But if it happens 2 or 3 times with the same player, then you might have an issue. You may have to talk to a field owner or a referee about, hey, this guy's playing a little too aggressive for us, and, so they can talk to him. But if it happens on an occasion, just apologize for it and understand, hey, accidents do happen, but we have to be careful about that because it does have an effect on people in the future wanting to play our game. But that was what this week's episode was, and I appreciate everyone who took the time to answer my polls. I will continue to post up things here and there, so if you do see them, please take part of them, leave comments. I do try to respond to every comment. I read all the comments. So it does help me and help me come up with ideas for the future. I also want to take a shout out to Jag Paintball. That's where I played this past weekend. It's a great field where I play at. Got a great group of guys, great owner. I'm going to show them a little bit of love. So, hey, great weekend. Can't wait to get out there again. Also, I'll have some, like I said, some shorts coming up. I might have a video, a little longer, 1-minute video of us playing there. If I get time to finish editing it here and get it posted up in the next week or two. So keep an eye out for that. Once again, thank you, everyone, for all your support, your likes, your comments, and thank you all for subscribing to my channel. I appreciate everything and everyone who does, and I look forward to seeing you on the paintball field soon.